was going to say it's
That's
a
where it's
little
at.
bit crushed, so I think
Yeah.
the bit rate is just a little low on that because I wasn't quite getting the full symbol out of that. What about you?
Oh, I had it, man. That's why I go with the in-ear monitors. Like you got to have probably twice the volume in an on or over ear than you do with these.
So, but when it's over compressed and it's not playing the full range, how does that sound at IEs?
Terrible.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we just let it spread to everybody, and then we
Yeah.
got bad sounds. What's going on, party people? 12-volt talk. We are back. Today is September 14th.
Yeah.
We're only a couple weeks away from a pretty big event that we want to talk about some tonight.
Yeah. I mean, we literally streamed like what 2 weeks ago.
I know.
It was
What's going
weird.
on?
Yeah, like we showed up out of the blue, and then we're back 2 weeks, so they're not gonna know what to do.
Yeah, they're probably thinking this must not be them. It must be their twins or I don't know,
Yeah,
somebody else who look like them. Ain't nobody as ugly as me in this world.
Yeah,
So
that's what I was gonna say too. We're gonna find two ugly guys. I don't know.
I don't either. So the DB Drag World Finals this year is a pretty big deal because it's their 25th anniversary, 1998 to 2022. And there was some mention several months ago, about them having some old school meetup facilities and stuff like that. So initially, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it, but things kind of changed. And Rob and I both are going October 1st and 2nd. And we have a little video that we like to show. This is from Wayne Harris's channel, but I think it gives a good overview of kind of what to expect. This facility looks pretty amazing. It's Owensboro, Kentucky.
Yep. Never even heard about it until this.
Yeah, me either. So if you're good, Rob, I'll share my screen real quick and we'll show it to the peeps, and we'll leave the link in the description too, so you guys can go watch it afterwards. Make sure you give Wayne a thumbs up. But let's go ahead and play. Let's watch it together, and we'll comment as we go along.
The 25th anniversary of the DB Drag Racing World Finals is only a few weeks away. Recently, I visited Owensboro to check out the facility. It's huge, and it's by far the nicest place we've been yet. When you walk in, the first thing you'll notice is how big this place really is, and it's ultra modern and new. There are 3 halls in the Owensboro Convention Center. We have all 3. The stage will be located along the back wall. This dividing partition will be open for our event.
I hope that
the judging tower and the bleachers
structure
will be in the middle of the hall.
Yeah.
Pit stalls and exhibitor booths will take up the rest of the space. In addition to the competition, we're hosting an old school meetup where car audio enthusiasts...
Yeah, this is the important part for people who are listening to this show and interested. This is the part where they're going to have, looks like a whole room set aside for the old school meetup. And then they've also got, he'll talk about, they've got a separate suite where they've got food and snacks and drinks and stuff. But you do have to purchase the VIP pass, right, Rob?
I believe so, yeah. And that's what I was trying to look it up.
Yeah, so I was kind of ahead of the game on this one, and in the video description, I actually linked to everything that Celeste linked to us in the Facebook group, so you can check that out. The only caveat is the hotels that she linked to, they've already kind of filled up, so you have to stay. I think there's several, though, that are just 5-10 miles away, so it wouldn't be too bad. The obviously the best benefit here of having a close hotel is that you can walk here, and there's like a lake out back or a pond or something you can walk around. That's pretty slick. But is there anything else?
And show that in the video.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But I feel like I kind of interrupted you. Were you going to say something about the facility?
No, just it'd be nice to have a place, just for us to hang out.
Yeah, agreed. And it looks like it's plenty big. So let's check it out here and let it keep playing.
Can get together and socialize. We're going to have a hospitality suite upstairs with beverages and snacks. There's also a patio that overlooks the Ohio River. This is a view of the back of the facility from the Kentucky Legends Pier.
That is awesome.
The building on the right is a Holiday Inn. Competitors will enter the facility through these roll-up doors.
So if you say something smart while you're at the show, you can say, well, I don't know about that, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn last night. You can't say Holiday Inn Express because, yeah, sorry. Okay, let's keep rolling.
This is the Hampton Inn. Both hotels are right next door to the facility. There's even a river walk that runs along the river. Both hotels have indoor and outdoor dining, and remember, breakfast is included with your reservation. I am super excited for the finals this year. It's going to be an amazing event. See you in a few weeks.
That's gotten even more pumped up about it. What about you?
Oh yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome. It like I watched that the other day when he first posted it, and I was like, oh yeah, this can be fun.
Yeah, that really, I mean, that room for the old school meetup is pretty sweet. Hi-fi echo only.
That was only when the video was going. We
Oh.
discovered that earlier.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I think it was some weird thing through the headphones. It's like it should be okay now though.
It was feeding front, not just
Yeah.
feeding back. Sorry. We are just full of the dad jokes tonight. So it'll be really interesting to see you know, how many people show up. I know I posted this in the old school groups. I posted on my wall on Facebook. I also posted on my YouTube, I think on my community tab, to find out, you know, who's going and all that stuff. I know there was some mention that they did have some indoor space for some vehicles, but very limited. So you're supposed to contact Celise, and I've got her contact in the video description. If I don't, I'll put it there.
Yeah.
And if you have an old school build that you want to kind of, you know, show off, then make sure you get up with her so you can get you inside.
And I've got it pulled up here, the Facebook group, so we can kind of check that out. So you can see the situation here, the Owensboro Convention Center, old school karate meetup on the side. Then, you know, the people that have already agreed to attend or said they're going, interested, etc. And then, you know, you've got the post down here from everybody, which
Yeah, and there's the name too. So if you're on Facebook and you want to see the group, then just search for OSS. I don't know why it was named that crazy long name. That's Mike Schultz for you.
that is Schultz. 100%.
But yeah, just go join the group and there's more information there. But it's probably one of the better places to find the information. I know DB Drag's got on their website too, but there's a lot of behind the scenes type stuff here. So Jeff, my understanding about the spectator part is you have to have a pass. And Rob, help me if I misstate this, because this is what I understood. That you have to either have the VIP pass or you have to buy a pass when you get there. Was that your understanding, or is there like a day thing too?
There's a day fee. So there's like a fee. It's like a spectator fee basically. But if you get the old school VIP pass, you can get like
you get access. You get a swag bag, and then you get access to all this other stuff we're talking about. I think you can probably, if you're a spectator, you can still go to the room that he showed off, but you can't go to the suite. And they're going to have like a dinner and stuff like that,
right?
In the evening, which the that VIP pass covers that, and also covers both days of the attendance. So
right, and I think you get like a shirt or something too, because I remember putting a shirt size in.
Yes, they give you a shirt and a bag and everything else. So, Mark, so the interesting answer to that question is we are not, like, Old School Stereo is not doing an official meetup here.
Right.
So we are kind of piggybacking on their meet. So, yeah, we're going to go to their stuff. Now, if you want to go to the room, what we just said, you can just get a spectator pass and go to the Old School meetup room, but you just can't go to the after party and
Yeah.
the special suite they have. So yeah, if you just want to come for a day or whatever, then
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the cost and all that. You guys will have to check that out
I think it's 75 for the package, package, right?
until a certain date, which it might be soon to be expired. It's $100 there on site
Okay.
if you do it. Sorry,
Yeah.
we don't have all the information, but it's on
One,
the DB Drag.
I think it's important to let everyone know, like, none of this cost is like going to Derek or anybody.
Yeah.
This is just this is their old school meet, and we're just there like as guests. So we're just basically telling you, like, we're gonna be there. It's not like a Derek put on event.
That exactly, and that's well put, Rob, because I think it may have come across that way. And when I posted the event, and I know Mike Schultz, when he first asked me about this back in like February, he he mentioned that he was going and wanted us to try to meet up. So it's just gonna be a hangout type event. And if you do want to do all the extra stuff, then I would recommend getting the VIP pass if you can still
Right.
get it early. If that's not interesting to you, then I don't know, $15 or $20 probably will be the entry. Let's see. While you have that pulled up, Rob, I'm gonna check and see if I can look on the DB Drag site and see if it actually,
What they have.
yeah, if it tells what the spectator.
Well, and I think like if you're wanting to hang out, like we got the pass. So if you want to like hang out while we're there and have the dinner and all that, like we'll be at that, obviously.
Right.
So
Let's see here. Events. Where are you? It looks like they might put everything just on the Facebook group.
you sent me a link before. Cannot remember what the link was though.
Yeah, most of the
Let me see
stuff
if I can link
sent
it.
was Facebook.
So maybe would it be about here? I don't know why, but I can't see the posts.
Well, here, let me. The video description of this video has got, and I can share mine if you want, because I can show what I'm looking at right here. It's got all the information that's explained here on this page. I'll zoom in some so you can. So everything you see here is posted in the video description. All these links that talk about the access and the competitor.
Oh, that's the VIP access right there.
Yes, that's the VIP stuff. But it doesn't say about the regular.
It does on the when you click that link.
Which this one?
That one, yeah. I think that it also tells you like there's a day pass.
Okay, that's interesting. Nothing will be shipped. You'll have to pick it up there. That's good to know.
Right.
Okay, so if you buy the special pack, you do get this extra stuff. You get the duffel bag, racing jersey, the cap, the banner, weekend pass to the show. And again, about the banner, you may have already missed out on that if you haven't done it, because it looks like they've only got a limited number of those. $75 advance, $100 per person there. Now let's go.
Mullen says go to shop, then scroll down.
There's a competitor.
Yeah. The VIP access swag bag.
Did I miss it? Is it on page 2? There's a 2-day weekend event pass.
That might be it, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if they have a single.
They might not.
They might not have a single day. So it looks like it may be $40, maybe your cheapest gig. Here, I'll post this in the chat so you guys can see it.
Yeah, I agree with Dean. Like the VIP pass is a bargain.
Mm-hmm.
like you're gonna get like the access to the snacks and all that, which you're gonna want for sure. I mean,
Yeah, and I mean, if it's like any other convention event, when you get there, chicken tenders and a drink is
right?
$25. So
Yeah, and you
you
get
pretty
tired
much
of just
paid.
having the nachos. Capturing content.
That's always the question, Baba. I do better, or I try to do better than Rob because I actually
Yeah.
do it, and Rob
What
just
it is,
sits.
it is known. It's known. Like I'm just joining the experience. I'm living the experience.
Yeah, it depends on what's there and what's going to be shown off. I do have some tips of possibly some vehicles that are going to be pretty interesting. So I think there should be plenty of content available for future videos. I don't expect anything live from me. I won't be doing anything live from the event. We may do one of the 12-volt talks. We don't know yet, but
Yeah.
that's a possibility if we can grab a couple people and kind of do
If we
something
got some
interesting like
room.
we did at the Sundown show last year. That was fun with Bobby Gately and John Robbie and a few
Yeah.
others. That was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's really, I mean, Dean says cameras always. Now
That's
the
true.
question is it in hand with like a 5-pound lens, or is it in hand, with a more suitable lens? Because I know Dean's got like
Well, the most important question is like what camera, because he doesn't just
true.
have one. He doesn't just have one with him. It's
Yeah, and and
So,
it's
yeah,
a sickness. I understand because there's always
yeah,
this hunger to try to find whatever the next best. Oh, it's going to make it this much better. It's just like
yeah,
car audio, right? Just like your subwoofers and your
yeah.
amplifiers and your speakers.
Hobbies in general, man.
This
You always
next
get
this next thing I buy is going to make it
that. Be
perfect.
yeah.
Promise.
Well, I always just have the dream stuff. If you get the dream stuff, then you don't got to worry about about it not being as good as you hope most of the time.
It's just usually the dream stuff is heavy.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to cameras. Because if you know anything about lenses, the heavier the lens, usually the better.
Yeah.
And
The heavier the cost of it.
right. So I'm curious, how many of you guys are going in the chat? You guys going to let us know if you're going to go? I think it's going to be pretty cool.
I know Mullen is.
I kind of wish we would have been able to mention this earlier, but we did have some concerns with availability. Like Rob and I were trying to decide how we're going to make it. If we were going to make it and then being able to get off work and things like that. So we weren't able to do it as early as we would want to. That way, give you guys more advance notice. But
and truth be told, after the last show live stream, I talked D into it. I talked him into it, hyped him up, and I was like, all right, we're going to figure it out.
He did, because I was not interested in doing that at all. But it turned out pretty good, so I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
But an event like this is really a big deal because 25 years for DB Drag. It's one of those things, kind of like if you're into BMX, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But when they redid the Hell Track in Texas,
right?
I saw all the stuff on Facebook, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool, whatever. And then after it was finished, and then after all the pictures you see and all the people that showed up and just the nostalgia of it, I'm kind of like, man, I really wish I would have gone to that. This may be one of those events. It's like one of those things you don't really know. Is it going to be something like that, or is it just going to be another, DB Drag event?
I'd always rather spend my money on like a memory or an experience. Because a lot of people think of that as wasting money because you don't actually have something, but I think it's well worth it. Plus, we're gonna road trip, so I mean,
yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm flying and then we're road tripping.
Yeah. Rob's taking one for the team with that. SQ finals not part of this event. Mark, you asked some tough questions. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think this is just DB Drag. But let's see what we can find out. See? Told you.
Showcase going. Gonna have the car ready.
Yep.
There should be some good. There should be some decent cars there. We know like. I know Schultz probably won't bring anything because he's going so far.
Oh, you know what he'll probably do?
Put it in his rental again. Yeah, of
He
course.
will load
Yeah.
down a rental van with a box that rocks and like 4 15s and a Power 1000 running on stock electrical. He'll probably throw a couple extra batteries back there too.
He'll figure it out. Yeah, Dean, man, he's
A job in Arizona?
Yeah, he's always traveling.
Yeah, he's a traveling man.
Yeah, he's the content traveler for sure. The car audio content traveler. He's all over the freaking country. Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, do it, man.
It'd be fun, man.
Yeah. So anyway, that was really the main topic of the show tonight, was just to talk about that, and you know, there you go, drive the Prius, get good gas mileage.
There you go.
It's like from here, it's, I don't know, somewhere between 10 and 11 hours, I think, for me.
Come on, Blake, we're gonna do it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly 10 hours, and then we're gonna drive 10 hours.
Yep.
So
he's hardcore. Instead of me just flying there like I probably should have. We couldn't have carried all our stuff though and had fun and gone to Bojangles on the way. So there's important things we have to do.
Dude, road trips. I love road tripping. Like you love road tripping until you hate it, but you know, there's always that point where you've crossed the crescendo and it's like, yeah, this is starting to suck now. Let's just get there. But it's enjoyable.
Well, like when I take the family on road trips, they all got their devices or my wife sleeps. So that's why I don't enjoy it. But if we're going to hang out and chat and talk car audio and other big dummy stuff, then I'm all for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. When you road trip with JDR, and it's like a 15-hour drive from here to where Derek lives. So we're road tripping, and that full JDR, man, we're doing like 90 on the highway. I finally fall asleep. I wake up. My dude is straight up like having on a text conversation on the phone. And I'm like,
with his knees on the steering wheel going like, 90 miles an hour.
Like, what are you doing?
Voice chat. Voice to text, my friend.
Yeah. So he definitely got me. He got me a few times.
So Mullen, what'd you say? Oh, 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours.
That's not too bad.
Road trips.
Let's see.
Oh man.
So
no, we're not going to be doing the. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it looks like somebody answered the question about the SQ stuff, which is going to be separate. It's in Lebanon, Missouri. Justin mentioned that a little bit higher up.
Oh, okay. Well, the Lebanon, Missouri that's not for DB Drag though.
No. They're talking about SQ finals versus the DB Drag. Sometimes they hold them all together, I guess.
And DB Drag's never been at unified finals. Even the one we went to in 2014.
And I can understand this one specifically. They would probably want to separate it because of the significance of the event. Cool. It looks like several people in here are. Oh, there you go.
Minnesota. Nice.
Cool. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's time is coming quick. It's only a couple weeks away. It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
But I'm ready for it. It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, it should be fun, man. Obviously, we're gonna hit Bojangles, and you know what? Maybe there'll be like a White Castle on the way. We're gonna have like a whole Harold and Kumar thing going on.
Yeah. See, I've never had White Castle.
Have you never?
Never.
Oh, dude.
I did have the Whataburger when I went to Texas.
We had breakfast though, didn't we? Or did we get a regular Whataburger?
I think I had a burger.
Yeah, we had breakfast and lunch there then.
I was mildly impressed. I wasn't overly impressed, but
no. I mean, I like it better
burger standards.
Yeah. Well, and you got to compare it to like a fast food burger, not like a burger that you go to a place and get.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But yeah, I'll have to look at the look at the route and see what we're gonna pass. This past weekend, I went somewhere I'd never gone before, which is across the Chesapeake Bay in Virginia.
Yeah.
And there's like a 17-mile bridge that dips under the water twice and through
Wow.
tunnels. It lets
That's
the Navy
crazy.
ships go above. That was really wicked, man. Because we first got on it, it was like an $18 toll. So you get on it, and then we're driving, and of course it was dark already, and we're like, "Are we gonna get to the end?" And then we dip, and we come
Yeah.
back up, and we're like, "Okay, are we gonna get to the end?" And then my wife looks it up on her phone. She's like, "Oh, this is 17 point something miles." I said, "Oh, I guess we'll be riding here for a while." But it was really neat. I've never been. I mean, I've lived in North Carolina my whole life, but I've never been to that part of Virginia before. But it was really neat if you get a chance to do that. The Chesapeake, they call it the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, is what they call it. So it's pretty neat.
Have you ever been to New Orleans?
Mm-mm.
They have one like that. I don't know how long it is, but it is a very long bridge, and it's like, man, something happens. We're out here. We're out here over the ocean, over the water.
I was saying, what if your car breaks down, man? Good Lord, you're a long ways away, and you got to call the tow truck, and he's got to go through the toll. That's going to be an expensive tow. Oh yeah. Oh, I know. The
Yeah.
whole thing at Kicker with COVID and everything.
Yeah, that was a nightmare.
Maybe we can do that again. I think I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The lack of there being old school stereo meets is my fault, really. But the reason for it is I'm the worst party planner ever. I'll go on record as the worst party planner ever. And when you're the worst party planner ever, and it takes all that time and energy and effort to put those things together, and then I know Rob, the last time Rob came here, we did a spring meet. I was trying to, find a facility where you're not gonna, get tickets, you're not gonna disrupt people and all that. So I found a place at a park. It was actually at a lake, and I got the furthest one away from everybody else. And as soon as we drive in and have to sign the little paperwork,
Giant sign.
It says no loud music. I'm like,
oh no.
So stuff like that. I mean, you just don't ever know with the meet. It's tough, and then the more people that show up, then you have security concerns sometime, and it's just like you got to hire. So for me, it's not that I don't like people and I don't like meeting up with you guys.
Yeah.
It's just the complexity. And I've always said this before: if somebody is good at this and wants to set up the event, then do it and let us know about it in enough time. We'll try to make it. But I just don't feel like you guys waiting for me to do this is probably a very good thing to do.
Well, and that's what happened with this one. Schultz and Wayne kind of set this thing up, and Celise, and it's easier to go to an event that someone's already doing than trying to plan. Because for one thing, you don't know how many people are going to show up if you plan something, and it's like you might have 25, you might have 75 interested, 25 show up, or you could have 150 show up, and it's like whoa,
Well, I mean, the whole thing about it is these guys are experts. I mean, they've been doing these events for a long time.
Right.
They know how to do it. They know what to do. They understand the logistics and everything. So, like you said, I think just kind of piggybacking on what they're doing here and just kind of using this as a pseudo old school meet, and we'll just do that. And I think if you can make it, I think it'll be a good time. If you can't make it, I understand. We will try to get some footage because I think it'll be worthy of footage for sure.
Yeah, I'll get something. And maybe we'll get to do a live stream up there.
So you guys can do your own road trip. So what you all need to do in the chat is decide who lives where, who's on the way, and you guys can just kind of pick each other up along the way and do your own little road trip. That'd be fun too.
There you go.
But that was the purpose of the main purpose of the show tonight. I unfortunately did not get to see the Wayne Harris interview last night on the Kicker live stream.
I missed most of it.
I am going to go back and watch that. I don't know if you guys in the chat saw it, but I know Wayne is a very interesting dude. We've interviewed him on this 12 volt talk before. Very, very interesting. Lots of history in car audio. He has some really, really interesting products and things that he's done over the years. And he's really, to me, he's just a really nice dude. I mean, he's just really cool.
Yeah.
He's very open. Usually, he's busy at these events, like I'm sure he will be at this one. But he's just a cool cat. I mean, he's definitely he's somebody that you can just walk up and talk to if he has time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I'm sure he'll be a busy man at this meet. But
Yeah,
I
during
think,
the event probably, but
yeah,
I'm sure he's going to have set aside some extra time. That's why they're doing all this extra,
right.
the VIP type event.
And I think we'll have time to hang out. And, it's cool that we got our own space there to
Mm-hmm.
just hang out. Like, you can get away from the show floor. And I don't know exactly how it's going to be set up. Are they going to have demo cars in there, or do you know?
Celeste said there was some limited space inside for some vehicles, so that's why she was asking people to get up with her if they were going to bring a vehicle to the show. Fuego, I
Fuego,
know that's right. Well,
Yeah.
they make airplanes, brother.
Right. Yeah.
You could fly there.
I mean, I got a ticket relatively cheap compared to, the prices have raised up some, but
I just hope American is not as unreliable as they have been.
right. They always are.
I know. So if it turns out that we show up with our eyes peeled back because we didn't
Right.
get to leave until late on Friday or something, then
we'll see. I hope not, but like they can mess up on the way back. But I'm coming Thursday and leaving Tuesday, so we got a little bit of a buffer.
And you're doing pretty good with that because that's really the times you want to travel and not the Fridays and the Mondays or the weekend.
Yeah.
29 hours.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Hey, you better fly, bro.
You live in Hawaii?
Mullen must have got and he must have got it towards the end, huh?
Cha-chingy? Mullen, I know there's a place like 5 or 6 miles away. There was more hotels. But being right there is going to be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, and I probably should have looked it up on Google Maps of how open that place was, because my thought was it said downtown. I was thinking, oh, God, we're going to have a hard time finding a place to park. And since you park at the hotel, and I see that, I'm like, that's downtown? Okay. Looks like there's plenty of things around. Andy, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. The Boss amp with the VU meters, Andy, I'm still awaiting the video. Did you see that, Rob? He held that up.
Yeah. Yep, the VU. Didn't you get a Boss? Mine didn't have the VU meters though. It was
no, I got the big 5. Right. I don't know why I got the thing from you.
I know.
I was like, I don't know why you did either, but you did.
Yeah.
It's in the box. That's probably why.
Yeah.
If somebody wants a Boss 5 channel that Rob tested, hit me up because I'm going to start letting some things go. And that one's not really interesting to me anymore.
You need to let a lot of things go, man.
I sure do. Ciao.
What do you got coming up? You got anything special you're working on?
Yes, I do. I've got somebody posted a question last week or whatever, and this comes up quite a bit, even though I have put it in several videos. You can never assume that people watch every video you make, but people are interested in the amp dyno modes. What does certified mean? What is uncertified? What is dynamic? So I actually took some clips and footage from a previous video where I talked about it, but then I expanded a little bit and I talked about some other things which may be counterintuitive to my future in making videos because it kind of debunks the fact that the numbers mean as much as they really do, and they maybe not. So that's a teaser. That's coming this week on the Wilson Audio Extras channel. So that'll be out probably Thursday or Friday on the Wilson Audio Extras. If you're a patron, you already can see it. That's a tip. But the other thing I have coming out is the JVC Nikki 6 amp. I've been really curious about that one, and I've been playing around with it and getting some of the footage. I actually found some of the CES footage where he was interviewed in 2002 when he first did that line of amplifiers. The video quality is horrible. It's like 320 by 240 at just a really horrible crunchy bit rate, but the audio is good enough where you can hear it. So I was going to show a little bit of that and then kind of talk about some of the history of their their deal that they did, and then some of the different products that they came out with. Some of the other bands too. I know Megadeth, and there were some other companies that got
Warren
hooked up
G
with
also did
JVC.
with
Did Warren G, was it JVC for? He did them too as well.
Nikki
Now,
Sixx.
did he do speakers or amps?
He done both. The same. It's literally the same exact amp. It's just the Warren G paint
Just
scheme.
got his name on it.
Yep.
Is it a different color?
Yeah, it's blue
plexi?
and black instead of the Nikki Sixx is like black and like flame red, like red and orange and white color or something like a flame.
Yeah. And then the little acrylic shield that goes across is kind of purple tinted. So when the light comes on, which it's a fluorescent light, by the way, when the fluorescent light comes on behind it, it lights up so it looks purple. But that's what I have. I have some other things too coming up. So I've kind of got on this little kick with portable audio and Discmans. I've kind of got into some Discmans, so I bought some of those. I want to show those off, and some other things.
Did you say Discman?
Disc, man.
Okay, I didn't hear the C. I was like Discman.
Dissing
It's
somebody?
it's like Discman.
I should have one here by me somewhere, but I've probably got it boxed up.
Do you have that 60 second skip protection?
Some of them, of course. Did you know though that some of the players, other than the Sony, actually used a buffer, and you get worse sound quality when you have the shock protection turned on? But
really?
Sony, when you enable it, the laser actually corrects itself more. That's why it takes more battery, but they don't lose sound quality. There's a lot of to me, I don't know if to anybody else, there's a lot of real interesting things when you start diving into things. And unfortunately, as Rob knows, when I get interested in something, I dive into it.
Yeah, you fell in the rabbit hole.
I go deep, and I do research, and I spend hours on archive.org, and I found old magazines. I just do all kind of crazy stuff. But that's me. So what you got? I know you're working on the subwoofer shootout.
Yeah, we're in the Elite 8 bracket. We're like really deep into it. I will not have a video this week because we ran into shipping issues. So the last sub has not even gotten here yet. So I don't know if I want to work on another video and kind of disrupt the flow of the Elite 8 situation or not. Don't be dissing the Discman. Yeah.
Mark is just full of it tonight. That series you're doing is really interesting, and the Crossfire sub in the last one was
it's legit.
Yeah, it was a real shocker.
It's a dark horse, man, and it sounds good too. It's kind of crazy.
Now haven't seen any Rockvilles in this shootout, have we?
Nope. I didn't do no Rockvilles. I was trying to include some stuff that I do know that I already liked, and some that people have been kind of requesting.
Yeah, well, it's I like the format, and definitely the ones you've done thus far have been really cool because you do everything from like the physical specs and showing how big the surround is and how deep the woofer is and all that to the actual decibel output. And how many comments have you got so far that say, what app is that on your phone that's telling you how many decibels you're getting?
Well, see, I don't have the phone one, so
that's right.
Luckily I have the mini bass meter, so I don't. But you're right. Yeah, you're right. That everyone that uses that app, the wireless one, gets that question.
It's like take a minute in the video to explain how it's working, and they still ask.
Well, I get a lot of people want me to just literally read them the TS parameters on there, and to me it's like I understand you want that info, but this is like a shootout, and I'm trying to give you info that's not on the box. Like all this stuff, you can just look it up. Crossfire C3, it's widely available. Every sub, all that info is widely available for you. So I hit the things that I think are important on it, plus specs that you don't see, like how big of a high roll surround is it? How wide is the surround? how much cone area do you get. So,
Yeah.
every time you do a video, everyone, if you do a video one way, some people want you to add this, and then when you add that in, then other people are like, oh, well, why don't you go back into doing it this way? And it's like, oh, man, I just got to pick a way
Yeah.
and go with it.
And related, so I had comments before where, based on the number of comments I was getting, I was thinking that people just wanted to see the amp dyno segment. So I did a poll and asked people, hey, what do you guys like to see? Do you like to see the full gamut, from the specs to the amp dyno to the woofer flex to the guts, the thermals, all that? And it was like 70 or 80% of people want to see everything. So it was pretty cool. It was letting me know that I was the right route, because to me, honestly, the amp dyno part is always fun. Watching the numbers count up. Hey, how many numbers? How do the numbers get? But watching it myself and creating the video, and if I was watching somebody else, that's how I try to create my videos, is based on what I want to see somebody else do.
Yeah,
I want to know all that other stuff, right? Like, if I don't want to know it this time, then I want to go back maybe later and look up and see what the dimensions are, or what the internals look like, or stuff like that.
To me, like in your videos, the least interesting part to me is the amp dynos. I like everything else around it. Although, you want to see it make its number, and it's cool if it exceeds its number by quite a bit. But the most valuable part of the video to me is like everything else. Like, what's it look like inside? What's it, how's it treat some subwoofers? What's your opinion on how it treats subs or speakers?
You're just waiting for my dad jokes. That's what you like.
Definitely not. We're passing on that. We skip past them. I got a app on Chrome that allows me to skip dad jokes, even on a live stream.
Where's the beef? I need to find me some new clips. I do have people commenting, "Oh, you're using the same stuff over and over." I'm like, I know, but it just inserts at the right time, and I don't know. It's funny. I think.
Why don't you just
I laugh
cut
at
to
it
a black
myself,
screen?
so.
Why don't you just cut to a black screen that says insert dad joke here? Just flash it and then boom. See what people think about that.
I could do that. It is a possibility.
There you go.
People are helpless, apparently. Yeah, like Rob said, you're never going to satisfy everybody. What we're trying to do is we're trying to hit the 80%, and
because
know that the 20%, a lot of them are the vocal ones, because a lot of times they're the ones that are complaining.
Well, and a lot of people, like those people, like the people that want the thing that I done for them, are happy when I do the thing for them. But then you have the other people that were like, they like the old thing, so now they're kind of unhappy. And it's not like they're doing it on purpose just to be a jerk to you or whatever. It's just they're telling you their preferences, which is good. But sometimes you got to find a middle ground. You just got to figure out, like, all right, what works best for me, because you could really chase your tail if you just you're not taking a broad average amount of the comments and you're just going one or the other.
I just got a comment here. Oh, you switched it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna do that on one of my t-shirts. I'm gonna redo a t-shirt about how the sine waves go. I thought that'd be a pretty funny t-shirt. But the Bobby question. So yeah, we talk. We don't listen to a whole lot of music. That's usually what we do.
Yeah, BS.
Tuma Boom would be cool. I don't think we're gonna have room to take it, because I don't think it's not gonna fit in the vehicle.
Oh yeah, and plus you'd have to worry about, like, what are we gonna do? Carry it up to the damn room so it doesn't get stolen?
Yeah.
Like that'd be the.
That would be pretty neat, though.
That would be cool. That definitely would be cool. Like, if we could, I mean, I would carry it up to the room. Like, if we took it, I'd just carry it up to the room. So
I think with two of us, it wouldn't be too bad. It's probably maybe 150, 180 pounds, something like that.
What, do you got a dolly?
Yeah, I can get a better one too before then.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I just don't think it'll fit in the vehicle we're taking, because the truck beds now are so short. It's a 5.5 foot bed. I don't think it'll fit, because I think the thing is 6 feet tall.
Will it go across the back seats?
No. No.
Wife would be killing you then.
Yes, for sure. Can you bring old school gear? I don't see why not.
Yeah. I mean, and that might be
I-
a more of a parking lot thing, you know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know that they're gonna have room for that inside, but that is a great question. I would say if you want to bring some, bring it, and we'll ad hoc it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll ask Schultz what he wants to do because I'm sure he'll bring some stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a little different than when you actually put on a meet. When you've put on a meet before, we've had areas where people, it was literally
Lots.
only a hangout. So
yeah, and it had a lot. I mean, we'd bring all kind of tables and stuff, and people would bring lots of stuff to sell and show off.
yeah, I know it's always a trap for me because I end up buying something that I don't need.
I know that's right. I mean, I don't know anything about what you just said. I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't imagine why people buy stuff, old car audio stuff. What in the world are you thinking?
You see, it's shiny. You have to get it. Yeah.
Because it can be used in a video, Rob.
Yeah, exactly. That's always the excuse.
It's a tax write-off for those of us who do this as a business or as a side business.
And I've got like 100 things that I bought for videos that haven't been on a freaking video one, dude. Like, we got to quit lying to ourselves.
If eBay shuts down, Facebook Marketplace shuts down, nobody sells anything from this point forward, we're good for about a year of stuff to make, right? So that's the way I justify it.
I was like, you got to make it, bro.
A van full. I thought he said he's going to bring Avon.
Like, hey,
he's going to bring some Avon.
Oh, Avon. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't need to get on the wife's bad side there, David, by making it. But if you can, get whatever events you have scheduled, rescheduled, then do it. Do it.
What? Listen, you have the rest of your life to make it up.
That's right.
You gotta hang.
As long as you don't get kicked out before you get back.
Sometimes you gotta hang with the boys.
That's right. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't consider that a perk. I consider it a sickness that I have.
It feeds the sickness. Yes.
Yeah. It's
like,
easy to
like
justify.
I've never been addicted to anything like alcohol or drugs or anything, but my addictive mentality with getting stuff for YouTube videos and just I don't know. I could see that I have that I could have that problem. But yes, exactly, Andy. That is it. It's for the channel. It's for the video.
Yeah,
I'm going to make one day.
That's this perfect excuse. Yeah.
Dude, I have got some, and again, to some people, it probably may be like, why would you make a video about that? But to me, I've got some things that are like, this will be so neat to make a video. Auto PC. Has anybody heard about that? I got one of those.
Yeah.
I got a Clarion cell phone head unit. That's right. The first head unit that has a cell phone built in. There's all kind of crazy stuff that would be like, man, that is so cool.
Yeah.
But
and like
probably like 10 people watch it.
Yeah, 5 of us. And be like, oh man, that was so dope.
That was awesome. And then everybody else is like, where's the sundown, bro?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, they're on sale right now. Sundown's on sale. Get you a 6.5 inch for $99.
That's a good price.
Yeah, they're was it 20 or 22% off right now?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's 6.5 for $99. Definitely a good price, especially with the high Q. 6.5 is up around like 135 right now. So.
And are those even available anymore? Or they're still?
I don't know. They come in and out of stock. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all don't blame me for buying all your old school stuff. I didn't push that buy now. That's you.
Yeah.
Jason Z.
Here we go. Sufficient. The answer is sufficient.
Here is my official answer to that. Between 5 and 500.
There you go.
Somewhere in there.
Hey, just gotta do like Bentley, like when they said the horsepower, or the Maybach, sufficient.
Yeah,
that's what you say.
Or do like Bose with their specs, just don't provide it.
Yeah, dude, I've got I wish I could pan the camera. See, I didn't have a stationary, but I got a whole box of goodies from these guys today.
Oh.
So let's get that without my face.
Here, let me make you full. Oh, that's a 5-channel.
The 5-channel.
1105.
That'll be coming up, and I've got. Check this out. We're gonna test my bank out with this one.
Oh, snap.
This is it's a 5,000 watt. So it's named to 15, but I think maybe it's like one channel 5,000 watts. So yeah, I've got a few more over here. You guys will see those at some point.
Rob got Christmas time from NVX.
Yeah, we got some stuff to check out, man. Should be fun. That'll be after we get this shootout lined out. Now, I do want to run something past everybody.
Uh-oh.
What do you guys think about doing a losers bracket with the subs that lost in the shootout? I think it would be cool to see, like, out of every loser, like, who would win out of those.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a lot of ways you're splitting hairs with some of these, right? I mean, some of them are a little bit better than the others, but it's like, it's kind of like I said in the comment, you know, any one of these that you buy, I don't think people would just be like, oh,
yeah,
this sub is horrible. No, I mean, I think any of them that you would buy out of the whole list would be pretty good. So yeah, I'd say go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't tested a sub where I was like, I wouldn't buy this. I mean, let me see. And my pick. Oh, I'll definitely, when we get in the championship, I'll talk about what I thought should have won each one or which one I would have picked for sure. But yeah, like, even like the Rockford Fosgate Prime was kind of out of its league SPL wise, but SPL is the only way I can show you guys a number. Because they each require a different box, and it's like the only number I can show you guys. But really, that sub is impressive because 250 watts RMS, it handled 1,000 like every other sub. Did get stinky, but it sounded really good.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. And again, that part is what's so hard to portray in a video is the how it sounds or how it makes you feel at that moment. But I think people like to hear that, but I try to stay away from it. But if it really just stands out like that, like if it's something that over impressed you that, you know, hey, you're expecting, this is a low end woofer, it's not going to do a whole lot. Why not?
Right. And my channel is almost exclusively opinion based. So to me, you know, that's what people come for, is to hear my opinion on it. Now, the way I justify that is if you've heard subs that you liked, or amps, or whatever the case is, and you know that I like them, and then you've heard me say ones that I dislike, and you dislike the same ones, you know we've probably got the same taste. Yeah. If I'm totally opposite of you, and you like the subs that I didn't like, and you like the amps that I didn't like, then you probably know if it's something I really like, that you're probably not going to like it, and vice versa. So just kind of, you got to treat the reviewer. I mean, you got to kind of vibe with the reviewer to unless it's just strictly numbers. If it's strictly a numbers thing, then it doesn't matter. The numbers are what they are.
Yeah, I don't think that many people are real concerned about a 12-inch sub and it doing a 139 versus a 140.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, in my video tomorrow, this is giving you a little tip. We're going to talk a little bit about decibel watts versus watts. And what does that mean? Well, if you have a 2,000 watt amp and you have a 2,500 watt amp, is it going to be enough difference in volume if everything else is the same for you to be able to hear the difference? So
and is that what you're going for? Well, see, you got to also...
That's why the number, and we've talked about this before, that's why the numbers thing is so difficult, because you want, you know, a specification to meet what the manufacturer says, right? And we agree with that, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely want that. But in reality, you know, if it misses it by 80 watts, if it misses it by 100 watts, and it's a 1,200 watt amp, you would never know the difference.
I
It's
always
like,
like
what was
plus,
that one that you tested? The Vivaldi or whatever
yeah,
that
the
was
Dream
so
4.
close, and it was
Dude,
just
I
like,
tried to throw because I don't have I ever said my pitch to people on I haven't said this online, but like with that amp, I was in contact with the people like, hey, this amp's rated 110 watts or 120 watts per channel. It does 96. That's close enough. Like
mhm.
it's doing, what it's supposed to be doing. Maybe it was even 125. I said, now, fantastic sounding amp, wonderful sounding amp. Everything's awesome. As soon as I say 96 watts and they see it was rated 125 watts, nobody cares what I say about anything from that point forward.
That's
It
right.
is game over. It's done for.
But we shouldn't have to make excuses because they could have rated the amp at 80
Right,
watts per
appropriately.
channel
Yeah.
or 85 and just given a little bit extra. And then as long as it just did that plus a little bit
Yeah.
more than everything else. But I'm like you, and we've talked about this before. If they're going to fudge on the power rating, then what else are they fudging on?
Right. Well, the coolest part is they have access to much better equipment than we do to test this stuff. They know exactly what that amp's doing
Right.
at exactly what power. So they did this on purpose.
Or did they get, got him by whoever built the amp? Because we have seen that
happen.
before.
Yeah.
AKA Sundown with their 3,000 watt amp that they thought was a 4,000 watt amp, and turns out it was barely a 3,000 watt amp.
Yeah. It happens.
It does happen, and it did happen in that case, and that's what. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You gotta watch out. That's why I say you guys are lucky I'm out the SPL game.
And here's the other thing too. Mentioning that, Parker's been doing a lot of videos about his big truck and everything, and he's putting a heck of a lot of power to those subs and getting considerably less decibels than you're getting. Well, I guess in the last video with, I can't remember how many subs he had, but he had a 5K amp.
Yeah.
And he finally got 140, and I'm like, Rob's getting 140 with a single 12 and 1,000 watts going to it. So
Yeah.
it's the vehicle, the enclosure. There's a lot of things that matter in those things, but
Yeah. There's an efficiency. There's a line of efficiency that, I can't explain it well besides power compression, but especially when you're in a small area and you've got a lot of subs, that's how SPL happens. But also, there's a tipping point where you're going to lose some kind of output over that. It's going to be brutal, but the output is just not going to be there.
Yeah, there's also the point of too much and too little of a space is a problem too. It's got to breathe.
Yeah.
Derek loves Woody. Didn't even spell it right, Bobby. It's Woody, not Wooby.
Wooby. Oh man.
Yeah, and BD Audio says it. So 3 dB difference is what you can hear, and with everything being equal, 3 dB difference is what double the power, right?
Yeah.
So going from
Let's say like
300 to 600,
3 to 6 or whatever,
from
but
200 to from 2,000 to 4,000.
But I would say like some people can. I don't even know that some people could accurately tell a 3 dB difference as well.
That's also up for discussion
Yeah.
too. Well,
I'm
and
sure
not only
most
that, when
can,
you get
but-
to a certain level, like if you get to, for my ears, if I get to 140 decibels, anything above that to me is just loud. Like I can't discern, 145, 150. It's just all crazy loud, 160, whatever. But the low stuff, like if you're doing, the 15 or 17 hertz, and you're just.
Yeah.
By the way, my wife is a heart nurse, and she says you got to be careful with that stuff because it may stop your heart. So
Yeah.
you're gonna need to get the paddles out and.
Yeah. We haven't seen anybody die yet, so
We've seen eyes fall out. We haven't seen anybody croak. Oh, the bass! Coming to join you, honey. Bass is too strong.
Yep. Hey, you might reach that. What was the machine that the guy was building to get the resonant frequency? You know what I'm thinking of, don't you? Where he could tear a building down. Dude, why can't I
You're
think
not
of
talking
it?
about Tesla.
Uh,
Nikola
yeah,
Tesla. Oh,
Tesla.
it was Nikola. Okay.
It was a resonant frequency machine. I forget what it was called, but he was trying to get the situation like
Oh, there's a whole underground of Nikola Tesla. If you watch the stuff, you go to History Channel on YouTube and
yeah
do the Tesla files. Those are some like super interesting shows and talk about some of the stuff that he developed that they think that is hidden somewhere and the government's got, all those conspiracies they always have. But he
yeah
said that he could take out 20,000 airplanes from one of these weapons that he was developing that
yeah
could remotely, and also he was talking about free electricity using wireless electricity. Really interesting stuff, and they actually proved it that it did work in one of the
Well, that's how
videos.
they
So
done
check that out.
the Tesla the ball with the electricity thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The Tesla coil.
Yep. Tesla coil.
Resonant frequency that makes you poop your pants. I think that'd be a video.
Yeah. The brown note. Mythbusters tested it.
Did they?
Yeah,
I
they
saw
really
the one
did.
where they connected a PTO to the back of the car and it made the subwoofer go in and out from the gear turning or something.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I
pretty
mean,
neat.
Mead destroyed a glass with
Yes, he
with
did.
sound. So
Yeah.
that was
That's
that was a
cool.
classic Mead video.
That is a classic Mead.
Yeah.
There's some other ones that people used to do in the old school days that I'd still like to do, but I don't want to say them now because people can steal my idea.
There you go. Don't steal Derek's idea.
Don't steal my idea that somebody else did before.
Yeah,
I'm just going to redo.
Don't steal my borrowed
Yeah,
idea.
that's right. Don't be stealing what I'm thinking of. You don't know what's in his head. It's probably a good
Right.
thing. All right. Well, we have hit the hour time frame, and I think we've covered enough of the DB Drag finals meet in October 1st and 2nd. If you guys can make it, please do come hang out with us. We will be there. We will try to have some time to chat with you guys and hang out and just get to know you better. And I think it'll be a fun time. So if you can make it, if you can find some way to make it, then please do.
Shaking hands and kissing babies.
Yeah. And
Or
again,
subs.
we're normal people. We're yeah.
He's normal. I'm not normal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're normal. Like we're not
Like
untouchable people.
Like normal.
Yeah. Yes. You'll find that I'm pretty abnormal if you don't know already. All right, guys. We will catch you the next time we come back. Hope everybody has a good one.
See ya.
See ya. We out.
Hit the button twice and then wait.